Hello guys and oh. Well, never mind. Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. This is the part 2 of the What If TF2 Had Realistic Damage series. So I'm gonna cover the rest of the weapons for Scout, Engineer, and Medic. Now let's go! Yay! Now for the force of nature. So the scattergun does 150 damage, but it has 20% more projectiles. So that would equal to 180 damage and 120 bleed damage in 72 seconds. So the soda popper would have the same damage as the force of nature, but I don't really know if the radiation from the can would have any effect, because it's just a can taped onto it. But also, it makes you fly, so I don't really know how that works. So I don't know. We can just leave this up to the imagination. Now the shortstop, it seems like it's firing normal bullets, like you load it in. But when you load in 4, it shoots out 4 projectiles, and you have 4 shots. So that's like 300% more bullet per bullet. So 50 damage per bullet, no damage fall off, and 100 bleed damage after 1 minute. So the flying guillotine would still do 50 damage, but due to the fact it makes such a wide wound, you would bleed until death. Now the bonk atomic punch, you would instantly die from the sugar and radiation, but with like so much sugar, I think it'd be too heavy to pick up in the first place. The criticola, it would also kill you, but it would make a 10-foot radius of radiation around you, because it has so much radiation, it radiates you to the fact that just having the gun in your hand radiates the bullets enough to do more damage. The mad mill, everyone would just be disgusted and angry. I mean, they're gonna be like 1 damage for when it hits them in the head, I guess. The rap assassin, 2 damage. The ball will do 1 damage because it probably won't even break due to its small weight. And if it does break, it's like 10% chance to do 1 bleed damage. And guys, remember, I'm rating melee weapons based on if the average guy was hitting you in the body. The pan of war would do 40 damage. It's just a big little metal pan. The candy cane would do 3 damage. The sun on the stick would do 45 damage and 50 bleed damage after 60 seconds. The frying pan would do 10 damage because it spreads the impact across a wide area, but if you do hit them with the side like in the game, then I guess it would do like 25 damage. The Boston Basher would do 60 damage and 100 bleed damage after 60 seconds. Now we're on to the panic attack for engineer. Since it fires 50% more projectiles, it does 50% more damage, so that would be 225 damage, 15 per pellet. The Thompson has the power to disintegrate you after you die, so I don't know why it wouldn't disintegrate you upon the first shot, so it's an insta-kill. The Rescue Ranger would do 20 damage, 5 shock damage, and 30 bleed damage. So the Short Circuit, it does 2 damage on the primary fire, but you know how electricity, like electrical arcs, goes away in the blink of an eye? Well, somehow the orb lasts like a full second, so I think with that energy, that would just insta-kill you. The Wrangler is literally just like a remote. Most of the wrenches are boring, but with the Eureka effect, you can use witchcraft on your enemies. And the Gunslinger, it looked interesting to me at first, but then I realized they're just worse brass knuckles. Since they don't go on like the shoulder joint, his swinging strength isn't improved, and unlike brass knuckles, it spreads the impact out. So it'd do 20 damage. Now for medic, we have the Crusader's crossbow, but I just realized it still shoots needles like the syringe gun, and needles do nothing. So 2 damage because it fires it faster than the syringe gun. The Blitzauger is just the syringe gun, and the Overdose is the same as well, unless medic's like shoving fent in the needles or something. The Uber Saw, unlike the Bone Saw, it's actually meant for direct hits and slashes, so you don't only just have to saw. So 150 damage and 250 bleed damage, because you can't just tank this. And the Solemn Vow, it does 25 damage. And you know what? It also does 8 seconds of bleed damage. Apparently, Band-Aid stocks have been up by 300% since everything did bleed damage. That's kind of cool, I guess.